Hey guys, it's Mike here with Growing Indoors 365 right here on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I have something special for you. It's the next phase of where we're going with the indoor grow. As you can see here, I have 3 reservoirs set up. I have my aerator stone. I'm going to show you a little bit about the aerator stone. Also, look at this. Look at this beautiful tray of everything that's sprouted. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that beautiful? It's been a couple of days, approximately a week, to get to this phase, and it's now time to start taking these beautiful Rockwell cubes filled with life. As you can see here, they have little roots. A little root system has developed in the majority of these, and now it's time to put these into our reservoirs and get going. Real quick, if you're new to the channel, guys, my name is Michael. I'm an indoor hydroponic grower right here on Growing Indoors 365 on YouTube. You can also find a link down below for our Facebook, as well as you can find me on Instagram. It's something I'm actually not trying out. I'm getting on Instagram, and that's at Growing Indoors 365. So I'm going to be posting a ton of images that I could quickly snap with my phone while I'm, just doing whatever throughout the day, and just give you guys some great content on what's going on in the tent. I got a lot of questions regarding the aerator stones. Now, if you're not familiar with what this is, basically the hose from the pump gets hooked up to the actual aerator stone, and it'll provide aeration to the bottom of the roots, which will provide a significant amount of oxygen, which will allow for the plant to thrive and develop much faster. We as humans, we live on oxygen, and plants don't truly require it, though they actually get it from when they're in the soil. In this process, it just exacerbates that process, and the roots love it, because I've witnessed many times, for example, on a winter storm or a summer storm, the lights go out. When that pump goes out, it's basically the lifeline of the plant. Now, the plants can probably sustain several hours, maybe even a day or so on certain plants. But for example, basil, I've had experiences with basil, they fall over after several hours of not being able to get the oxygen from the aerator stones. Now, I'm going to show you how I put everything together through the, from the actual, from the pumps to the actual aerator stone and so forth. But these are these little clips that I told you guys before. And what I do with these is, because usually a long time ago, you would just have the aerator stones sitting at the bottom of these reservoirs, and when you have basically kind of air coming through this aerator stone, it rattles on the bottom of the reservoir. So these are actually, you can get these at, I think it's PetSmart. So it's a US-based pet store, and these are clips that are used for a light inside of a fish tank. And what I do here is I basically put them through just like that. And they're on there pretty nice and snug. And all I do is they have, so as you can see here, they have suction cups at the bottom. And this just simply goes just like that. Okay, and I'll show you guys what that looks like in just a second. But basically, let me actually get right behind the camera here and bring you a little closer. As you can see here, they're nice and snug on here now. Okay, those are not moving at all. So all across here I have filled up my 3 top reservoirs with water, as you can see here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab the tubing. I'm going to be hooking up the tubing directly to these pumps. I have to actually go in the back of the tent, plug the single pump in right now. I'm also going to plug the fan in, because once you start having, if you're closing the tent up, which I do, because 1, I have a cat, 2, it's too much light to just be shining through the interior of this room. And also it's good kind of you have good condensation going through the tent, and also the mylar, the reflection of the light in the mylar on the surrounding 360 for the plants, it's really good for the development of the plants as well. So I'm going to be hooking up the pump. I'm going to be taking my BPA free tubing, plug it in here. It'll go right through this hole, and it'll go directly into the aerator stone. And you'll see me turn all 3 of those on, and it's actually, it's beautiful. And from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to transition all of these plants into right there, into those clay pebbles as well as those net pods. And you guys are going to see it's basically the start of this beautiful indoor grow. So let me show you what that looks like. Alright guys, this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. I went ahead and turned the the aerator stones on. Basically, I hooked everything up. This is the pump that I use, the General Hydroponic pump. It is the best, most quiet, most efficient pump, I believe, personal opinion, on the market. As you can see here, I'm using this tubing here. By the way, everything is listed down below in the video, guys. If you want to grow like me, you want to get a setup like this, you want the pump, the tubing, the lighting, the rock wool cubes, the net pods, the clay pebbles, the shelving, the fan, everything is linked down below. By the way, how great are these? You can see here, these are little, like, they're not zip ties, but they're actually little Velcro things. I love them. As you can see there, I put a couple throughout. This way everything's like kind of like tucked in and neat. But here you have it. This is what the aerator stones do. They produce oxygen, which comes up and it directly impacts the root system from below. So you'll see in just a little bit, basically these sit in just like that. And as the water hits and the nutrients and the root system kind of goes all throughout the bottom here, it builds up into a huge clump because they kind of all hold hands. Okay, 9 plants, as they develop, the root system gets bigger and bigger. And you're going to see that. I'm going to be posting amazing content in the upcoming weeks, months, and years. I'm here to stay. Growing indoors 365 is only growing. We continuously are growing bigger and bigger and bigger across the entire world. People want to know. People want valuable information that will allow them to grow indoors. Let's go to the next step. So as you can see here, we are in the final step of the whole process. Just look at how beautiful that looks. I have all the plants in their net pods, in the rock wool cubes. Everything's nice and connected directly to our pump. As you can see here, this is what that looks like from the bottom. Let me show you what that really looks like. So basically, this is your net pod, this little black part right here, and I have them linked down below. These are the Ponic Farms. I find this to be the best one. This is a 2-inch hole. Okay, these are 2-inch net cups, net pods. But the reason why I really like them is because of the lip. The lip allows for that net pod to fall in just perfectly, and it sits on top of that lip and it doesn't go anywhere. I've experienced with a lot of different cups. This is the best cup. They're very affordable. You could buy a huge amount of them. All depends on how many really you need. But the links are down below. Anything that you need here is linked down below. I did all the research for you guys, especially since I'm providing this incredible knowledge, free knowledge. All the information that I provide here is free to you, and it's extremely beneficial because I'm literally showing you how to be able to produce your own food and the equipment that you need. Inside of this net pod, all it is our rock wool cube. That is basically, this is called your growing medium. This is your rock wool cube, and it's technically the hydroponic soil of the plant. As you can see here inside, we also have our lettuce. Now, the clay pebbles themselves, the little rocks that you see surrounding this rock wool cube, they're basically there just to keep this rock wool cube from moving inside of the net pod. Now, the reason why basically this net pod has technically the spacing between, number one, you want the water to penetrate through, and at the bottom you're going to notice in the next couple of days, weeks, the root systems are going to start to come out from the bottom. Okay, they basically come out all of the bottom. It's incredible. It's a beautiful sight, and I love it. So that's really it. This is what it looks like, and this is the first top tier. I'm going to take a look at some new seeds. I haven't bought some new seeds. I haven't bought some new seeds since last year, and I mean, I bought new seeds I think January or February, and I have a large variation of different type of lettuces and spinach. Spinach has always been difficult. Listen guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give me the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Also, it helps the algorithm to get this video out to a wider audience, because the whole point of this channel is to make sure that people out there that are having a hard time finding food or feeding themselves is to learn how to feed themselves. Learn what can be created. This system, for example, what if you didn't need electricity? What if you could do it from solar? That's something I'm so interested in. I'm beyond interested. I'm thinking of how do I do it? You know, I've looked into solar a little bit. I haven't been able to fully understand how do you actually, I understand there's a solar panel, but I can't grasp on how to take that gained electricity and actually utilize it by, for example, this is a 110 volt or 120, whatever it is, I don't know what, 110, 120, and plug it into something to actually utilize that solar power. I can't grasp it. If you know anything about it, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to learn more, because I want to experiment and see if it's sustainable. Do we actually need lights? If I maintain this outdoors and I plugged in a solar panel just to generate enough power to power this pump, this way it's getting the oxygen that it needs, and then what if I use the regular sun for this setup? So all I need is power to that, and I'm good to go. That would be super cool to see, and I'd be very interested in doing an experiment like that for you guys. I'm super excited to get this stuff growing. Super excited. I love, you know, in like 2 weeks, it just grows. Huge developments happen. Beautiful colors start to appear, and it's time to eat. It's time to munch. I got to get some basil for sure, because I think it's that time right now that I would love some wonderful pesto. You know, take a bunch of basil. You can make your own pesto, or I like to do some pesto on some tomato and mozzarella, a little glaze on there. It's incredible. But overall, this turned out really nice. I'm super happy to just be back in action with this, and I look forward to actually putting together my second tier with another row of 3 growing bins just like this. Again, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Also hit the bell. This way you get notified every single time I upload a video. I hope you're all staying safe all around the world. I hope you're all going into a wonderful weekend. Enjoy yourself, relax, take a little time for yourself, a little bit of meditation, you know, take a little bit of time. This is also, growing indoors is not just about food, as I mentioned. It's so good for the body, the mind, the soul. It's incredible, because nurturing these little plants takes time, and it's such a relaxing thing. I like to just look at the plants, and it's just interesting to me how I could just take a seed, take a couple of little pieces of plastic, put it all together, and then just grow food. It's mind-boggling to me. It's incredible. It's a beautiful thing. Anyway, guys, enough of the rant. I appreciate everybody. Thank you all for tuning in as always. This is Mike signing off. Have a great weekend, guys. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.